Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Let us know where you're from. I see that there are people already here. Thank you so much. Let us know where you're from. And as always, let us know what the weather is because I love some weather talk. I think that's probably my age. You get to a certain point and weather and your doctor's appointments get really important. And so I see people from Southwest Virginia, Little Rock, upstate New York. Yay. People from all Arkansas, Indiana, Atlanta, Florida. Yay. Thank you all so much from Hampshire in the UK. I'm probably not pronouncing that the way you do. Jane, thank you so much for coming. Boise, Idaho, upstate New York. Someone said 100. I hope you don't mean 100 degrees because that would be pretty miserable. Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, Oregon, Florida, Indianapolis, Iowa, Maryland, hot in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Toronto, Minnesota, Sun City, Arizona, Israel, Los Angeles, New Mexico, New Zealand, Nottingham, UK, Palm Coast, Florida, Ontario, Canada, Puerto Rico, Southern New Mexico. Wow, you guys are from so many. Oh, somebody from Australia, Monica. Wow, you guys are from all over the place. That is so amazing. So I'm in North Carolina, and it has been cloudy and raining today. And I think that was from the outer bands of Hurricane Erin. And my son, my youngest, he's the baby of the family. He's a meteorology major in college. And so it's always interesting talking about the weather. And his professors always get super excited when we have a hurricane or something like that. Oh, someone from just down the street. They're in North Carolina as well. Oh, somebody in New Jersey. Okay, I would imagine. I mean, this was a huge hurricane, huge. Thankfully, it wasn't making landfall, but a lot of people were getting the effects. Wow, from all Northern Ireland. Oh my goodness, that is so crazy. Melbourne, Australia. I would imagine you're up very late if you're in Ireland, the UK. You guys are up very late. Oklahoma. I don't even know how to say Uloga. I probably just butchered that. Atwater, California, Estonia. Wow. Texas, Ohio, Kansas. Oh, wow. People are from all over the place. That is amazing. So, as you know, we have a very special guest today, and I am so excited to introduce you to Annie from Hooks and Healers. I know you all have been really excited. I've been seeing the comments and people being really excited that we are going to be on a live together. And Annie lives in Southern Illinois, and she is an amazing plushie maker. She has an incredible Instagram account and the coziest YouTube channel. So I'm going to bring her onto the stage now because we're not going to waste any time. We are going to, okay, let me see. We were having some real tech issues right before because I always have tech issues. So, okay, yeah, add to the stage. Here we go. There we are.
Hello!
Yay! Yay! We can hear each other.
I know everything's working. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. And hi,
Yes.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming today and bearing with me as we figured out all this audio stuff and had to get my husband involved, and he
That's
came
how
to my
it
rescue. So you are in Southern Illinois. What is the weather like? The most pressing question.
Well, I'm originally from California. Sorry if you can hear my
Oh,
dog. Hopefully he'll quiet down in
well,
a
that's okay.
But yeah, so we moved here like 8 months ago, and so I'm
Oh.
not used to the humidity. So I like staying
Oh,
inside this time of year. Oh, I'm
okay.
still acclimating to but it is
Yeah.
warm here today. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hadn't really thought about that. My daughter used to live in Missouri,
okay.
and now we have humidity here in North Carolina, but when I went to she was in Columbia, Missouri, and
Oh,
I was there during the summertime, and I was like, this is some next level humidity. I
yeah.
mean, it was intense. intense. I was
Yeah, it's hard to be
"Whoa."
out in that weather for sure.
Yeah,
I heard it's harder for your body to get used to the humidity than it is the dry heat because it's like you can't your sweat isn't working basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
Yeah,
never lived anywhere where it wasn't kind of humid, so I can't imagine. I
yeah.
just yeah. Yes, so we're gonna jump right in because,
Yay.
you and I really haven't ever gotten to talk or chat,
No,
so I
I
feel like
know.
and I'm a very curious person, and so
Oh, I
I
love
like to ask all kinds of questions. We wanna know about you, we wanna know all the things, so, and I'm sure there are some people here from your channel, so if you don't know, my name's Elise, I'm so glad you're here, and all the people who normally come here, and if you're just new and you just stumbled upon a crochet live chat, welcome, we're so glad you're here.
yes. Oh, I see someone says they like your top, which I need
Oh,
to tell you,
thank
by the way.
you.
It's so
Isn't
cute.
that fun?
It's adorable.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
really
gosh.
cute. It's like a little sweater vest, and then in the winter, I could put, like, a little shirt under it, so I thought it
Ah,
was super fun,
I
super
love
fun.
it.
Yeah. I was a no, I did not crochet this. This is completely store-bought. I wear sweaters all the time, and people are like, "Did you make it?" And I'm like, "No.
Yeah,
No.
right. Oh,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope, I did not."
Knitting is
Okay.
time consuming, so I don't blame
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna well, we're gonna jump into our would you rather here in a minute, but I am
Okay.
really, really curious about your channel name, and so I really wanna start with that.
Yeah, so you might be able to hear my dog in the background. So I think it started like during the pandemic, but I had the idea to just kind of I don't even know what my goal was, but I like kind of made an Instagram and I was like, what do I call this for my crochet thing? And it was actually my husband's idea because our dogs are Australian cattle dogs, but they're also called like blue healers or red
Yeah.
healers. Like if you ever seen the show Bluey, it's a really cute kid
Oh, yeah,
show.
yeah,
It's
yes.
like that, like they're little healers.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what it's called. I've kinda, like, sometimes thought about changing it, but for now, it's good enough.
I think it's great, especially if you are like, when you're a dog person,
Mhm.
you wanna have those dogs in there,
Yes.
so my
I'm an
husband and I
everything person.
go ahead, go ahead.
I'm a every animal person. I'm like, I got the cats, I got the dogs. I've
Yeah,
recently become a crazy cat lady, that's for sure.
okay. I'm there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm the same way. It doesn't matter what animal it is, I'm crazy for them. I love them so
Yes.
much. Yeah.
They're the
Yes,
best.
my husband and I both went to the University of Tennessee, and I bel well, no, I think that's a blue tick hound. So Smokey is their, so I thought he was a blue heeler, but I don't think so. I think he's a blue tick hound.
They have that, like, similar spottiness to them, though.
Yeah, okay, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I've been at my mom's house most of the week. She had a, knee replacement, and she has 2 dogs, and I did not know that corgis are one of the most stubborn creatures on God's
Oh,
green earth.
yes. It's like they know they're cute, so they know they can get
Oh,
away with it.
you was it your mom who has the
Yes,
corgi?
my mom has one too, and he's, like, so sassy, he gets everything he wants. I'm like, "Mom, why didn't you do all this for me when I was a kid?" She treats him
Right.
like a baby.
Yes, I showed all of my family your mom's corgi because his
Oh,
face is like a cartoon dog.
I know he has these giant ears, and so when he runs there and his little legs, I call them, like, soup can legs because 'cause they're so
Yes,
thick and short.
yes. We call Otis's cankles. We're like,
Yeah,
"There's this little cankle."
they're so big, yeah. So they're
Yes.
hilarious.
Yes, I mean, like, his paw I mean, Otis is a really big for a corgi. He's a
Yeah,
cardigan corgi, so he has the tail, and so they're a little larger than the
the
tailless corgi. I
Welsh
can't
or
remember
yeah,
what they're called.
wait, I forget.
Yeah, there's yeah, cardigan and the other one. I don't remember,
Welsh?
but yeah, and, so he is the cardigans are a little bit bigger, but he is on the bigger end of his breed, and his paws, I mean, they're big, and his little legs just go up like a little tiny tree trunk. They just go up to his body, and they're literally like that long, he's so cute.
Oh my gosh, they're
Oh,
so funny. Yeah,
Pembroke, exactly, Pembroke, thank you,
that's
I
the
could
one.
not remember what it was,
I
yeah.
think it's like the queen, she had the Pembroke one for
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, but I love the cardigans because they have, like, the big tail. Oh
He
my god.
has the big fluffy tail, and he knows that he's very handsome. He's a beautiful corgi, and he
Oh,
knows it though, and he expects to be treated special, so something else.
It's so funny. Yeah, they have
No.
big personalities for sure.
I didn't know that. I really got a taste of Otis this week when I was spending all my time with him, and I realized, wow, you are really he's a little prince, Prince Otis.
He's so cute, and then I remember I saw him on your Instagram story, but your mom has another dog too, right?
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what kind
that's
of dog she is? I because she
yeah.
was, like, very, like,
She's
long haired.
scraggly looking. Her name is Pippa, and my mom ended up getting her DNA done because she was just so curious because mom just got adopted her from the shelter, and, she is a Schnauzer, Pit Bull, Boxer, and Bulldog mix.
So just everything. Just throw
She
it all
is
in there.
and she is so wild looking, and when you put them side by side, she's just very scruffy. I don't care, you could brush her and do all the things to her, she just has a little scruffy look, and then he is, like, so polished and pretty, and people will look at them and just,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Oh
wow,
my
what a
gosh,
weird little combo here."
that's so cute, though. I love the name Pippa. It's so
Pippa, yeah, they're very
oh my
cute.
gosh, and then you have 2 cats,
I
right?
have 2 kitty cats, yes. We used to have a dog, but he passed away a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and now we have the 2 little cats who hate each other's guts, and
I didn't know this. Oh
oh,
my
yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
They don't get along at all, and, so we have to keep them separated 24/7. They don't spend any time together because they will try to kill each other.
Oh my
We've
gosh.
yeah, we've worked with a, she's called an animal behaviorist, but basically it's like an animal psychiatrist. She's a specialized vet, and we worked with her we still work with her, but they're not a good match, and
Yeah,
so, thankfully, our house is pretty well set up to be able to keep them separated, and they both
yeah.
have a nice big space for each other, and they each have their own little catios and places to go, and
Oh,
so it
nice.
works out, thankfully, because we
Okay.
love them both.
Yeah, I might need that lady's number because we have 4 cats, and so one of them, a resident cat who's been with us the longest, like, he loves to chase around one of our girl cats, and it just
Uh-huh.
drives her crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they don't fight, but, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like, I always have to move them when I'm filming or something. It'll
Oh,
just
yeah.
yeah, I think she might be behind me, actually. She's on we have a cat tree. You see her up there?
Oh. Oh, sweet
She's
baby.
always back there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
anyway.
let's get into our crochet would you rathers. I feel like you learn a lot about people asking them would you rather questions.
Yes, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, my kids used to wanna play would you rather all the time when they were little, and it would drive me nuts. I'd be like, "Please stop," but
Yeah, I'd
now
rather you be
now
quiet.
I inflict it on other people. Okay, so, would you rather sew on amigurumi body parts or embroider the face?
Ooh, I think I'd rather sew the body parts on, which
Oh,
might be controversial. I
that
don't
is
know.
I'm surprised.
I know, because I do a lot of no-sew and low-sew types of patterns, but I think it's more out of other people's preference. Because I
Okay,
don't
yeah.
really mind, but there's something about I like hand embroidery. I will do hand embroidery any day, but there's something about doing it on a face, it feels like high stakes where it's like,
Yes.
if I mess
I
up this
totally
little eyeball, like the white side of the eyeball, and it doesn't look the same on the other side, it throws
uh-huh.
off the entire thing.
Yes. Yeah. I get where you're coming from on that. I
Yeah.
get that.
A lot of people are saying they'd rather embroider a face though, so that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. A
What about
few
you? I'm curious, would you rather?
I'd rather embroider the face. I would. I love the little details like that. I love all those little things. The sewing on the parts to me is like, we just have to get through this. We just have to do it. We can't end up with a cute toy if we don't add the arms.
Well,
We can't have that. So I like adding those little things and making all the little facial features to just bring them to life and make them look different and have different expressions. So to me, I like doing that part much better.
yeah,
Much better.
that's a tough one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather run out of stuffing or run out of yarn with just a few stitches left?
Ooh, man, that's tough.
I know, right?
Think If I had to pick, I think what I would do is I would run out of stuffing first
Mhm,
because I
mhm.
feel like there's, like, a lot of little plushies or something that I'd be willing to, like, cut into and, like, take
Exactly.
stuff or use yarn scraps or something.
Yes. Yes, I think I could improvise,
Yeah,
you know? I think I could figure something out. I think yeah, stuffing, but the yarn, it's like,
and then there's the whole dye lot issue, and then who knows if you're
oh,
gonna get the right exact match.
the whole it's the whole thing. It's a
Oh,
whole thing.
it would ruin it, yeah.
Yes, okay. Out of stuff, yeah, yarn chicken is stressful. It's too stressful. That's my and I
Yeah,
think that's one of the reasons why I end up I do have I have a lot of yarn, and I would imagine you do too, and
yes.
it's because I don't play that game.
No, exactly, it's supposed to be a hobby, it's supposed to be relaxing and fun, and
Yeah,
yarn chicken is the opposite of that.
yeah. It's not fun. I don't like that game. Um,
No.
okay, would you rather I think I know the answer to this, but I'll be interested to see what you think. Would you rather design your own amigurumi toys or make other people's patterns?
Oh, man, that's hard because from, like, an enjoyment perspective of, like, I'm sitting on the couch, I wanna relax, definitely somebody else's, but I don't know, I love making my own patterns so much, so I feel like if I had to only pick one, I would pick make my own because I can do whatever,
Yeah.
but
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I feel like to relax, doing somebody else's is so much it's so much
Yeah,
easier, you know, just like, "Oh, I just follow directions." But
yeah.
I think once you get that design bug, it's just hard to let it go.
Exactly, and
You
it's like
know?
once you know how to make the basic shapes, you can pretty much figure out whatever you want after a while,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is just so nice, like, I always am working on other patterns, like, anytime I see something on Instagram, I'm like, "Cool, that's what I'm gonna make while I'm
Yeah,
watching TV tonight," and just turn my brain off, so
exactly.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Would you rather always use safety eyes or always embroider the eyes? What do you do?
Oh, man. I would definitely rather always use safety eyes. I feel like have you seen, like, a lot of the people who, like, paint their own eyes and stuff?
Yeah.
Those are so fun. I've recently gotten really into that, and so
Oh,
there's so
really?
many well, not me myself, but, like,
Oh,
buying
okay.
them from other people. There's so
Yeah.
many good ones, and it just makes them look so cool, I feel like. So, that's,
Do you
like,
get them on Etsy, or where do you find them?
yeah, so there's a few that I really like that are, like, big shops, I guess, like or big creators. So I'm trying to think. I really like Mom Stitchetti on Instagram. Another
Okay.
one that I buy from a lot is Lush Lux Loops, and then the other one I think is called Saucy Puffin Crafts, but there's, like I could list, like, 12
Okay.
of them. I even have, like, a whole little storage thing filled with just pretty glittery eyes over there.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so
because
fun.
those safety eyes can really change the entire look, and
Yes.
there's some really talented people out there that's like,
Yes.
"Wow,
And
wow."
one reason why it took me so long to get into them is because I could never get them into my plushies, like, I could never get them secured, like, deep enough because 'cause they're supposed to
Yeah.
go but it was one of your videos, actually, I don't know if I have it on my desk, but you taught me about this, and it's like a little, it's a little gadget, I think that it was one of those videos, and it's like a wooden ball,
Yes.
and so I do that with a mallet, and that's like
Oh, that's a good idea to use a mallet.
yes, that is, like, the ultimate combination for me, so
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I have such a hard time putting on safety eyes. It is just it I
it's so
think a lot of people struggle with it, but,
mhm,
the tools I have that one, and then I have the Craft Easy eye snapper thing. That one's
mhm.
good too. So I alternate and, you know, I just pick whichever one's closest to me, but I think they're really great, both of them.
Yeah, yeah, but that's those are, like, both of the keys to getting them in for sure.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, would you rather stuff as you go, or do you wait until the very end?
Okay, so this I have kind of a weird answer for this, and I do this, like, in my patterns, I do it just it doesn't matter what someone else's pattern says, it's, like, a very specific thing in my brain where I wait until there's, like, 18 roughly stitches left in the project, and then that's when I start stuffing.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know why, but I just always find that's, like, my
That's
perfect
the sweet spot.
Yes, I mean, obviously, if
Oh,
it's, like, super long, I might do it, like, sooner or something, but
okay.
I don't know. So, yeah,
That's
I think that's
I
right.
like that idea. So when you have about 18, that is a probably one of the best points to do it, because once you
Mhm.
decrease is
Yeah.
gonna you're gonna have a hard time once you're down to, like, 12 stitches,
Yeah,
and 24 might be just a little too big.
exactly. So, I guess it's kind of like once I get to about 18, then I'll pretty much stuff the whole thing, and then after that, I'll keep stuffing as I go until it's, like,
Okay.
all rounded out.
Okay. I'm gonna remember that. That's a great I like that.
Yes.
I like that tip. That's good. Okay. Would you rather crochet with only bulky chenille forever or only worsted weight cotton forever?
Oh, man, it's so tough because I do love chenille, but I have my moments with it where I'm really over it. But
Yeah.
you know, man, I don't know. I might choose cotton because I do like to make wearables and things a lot. And I
Oh,
feel like chenille
okay.
is really just amigurumi, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say cotton, which might be
I am
not
surprised by you surprised me here.
yeah,
Okay.
it's more versatile, I think. So I can
Yeah,
do
I
more
think you're
projects.
right. I think if it was like, you can only use this for the rest of your life, I agree. You could use well, I'm gonna be honest though, I don't use 100, it couldn't be 100% cotton for me because
That's
it
true.
just it does not it doesn't love me back, but I
Yeah,
do love it.
it
I do
definitely
love it.
takes more of a toll on my hands too, I think. Like if I get
Yeah.
a amigurumi
Mhm.
toy. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
mhm.
Okay. Would you rather make the same plushie over and over or never make the same one twice?
Oh, that's easy. I'd rather never make the same one twice.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's like I feel like I almost do that anyways. Like once I make something, unless I'm like I really love it, like I'm kind of on to the next thing, you
You're
know?
like, "I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
over
What about you? What do you think?
it." I always find that the first time I make something, I feel like I'm figuring it out, and so I
Yeah,
really enjoy the second time I make something because I feel like, "All right, I worked out the kinks, I'm not having to think about it as much," but by
yeah.
the 3rd time, I'm like, "I'm over this. I'm all done."
That's a good point. It's almost like the first batch of pancakes where it's like never right. You
Yeah.
gotta like do the next.
Yes, exactly. It's yeah, first time's like yeah, I kinda like I like the second time, but
Yeah.
yeah. Um, okay, so this one is gonna be a little bit different. This one is for a vacation, so this is not crochet related at all.
Okay.
If you're going on vacation, would you rather go to the beach or the mountains?
Oh, this one might surprise you, but I'd rather go to the mountains. Maybe it's because I grew up like in Southern California on the
Yeah.
beach, but it was also kind of like I lived in like a touristy part of California, so
Oh,
it
okay.
was always busy, but there's just something so I love like cooler weather. I love the fresh air. It's just yeah. What about
Okay.
you? Are you because you live probably or I guess North Carolina, you have mountains
We have
and
both. Yeah, we
yeah.
have both. I mean, they're small mountains here. They're not big mountains, but, I
Mhm.
do love the beach. I do. I love but I love the mountains too. We find ourselves going to the beach more often.
Yeah.
We've been going to the same place for over 20 years, and it's just a really magical, but it's really like it's gotten more busy over the last few years, but,
Mhm.
there's only a handful of restaurants. There's one stoplight in the whole town. It's a
Oh.
little island. It's real there's sea turtles. It's really, like, you have to have your lights off by 10 o'clock or have
Oh,
your
that's
curtains
nice.
drawn because of the turtles are nesting, and you have to do all this, and so it's really quiet, and I love that. I just like quiet. I'm not going to places that are, like, really I'm not a Las
Yeah.
Vegas kind of a person, like,
Oh, me see, I think what you described, that's the type of beach I could get behind, and I
yeah.
think another thing is, like, the West Coast beaches, like, they're beautiful, but the water is so cold, so I'd
Oh,
never
yeah,
wanna it's freezing, but I feel like a East Coast beach is just, like, you got more warm water, like,
yeah.
and also I forget what it's called, but, like, the waves go out, like, slower, whereas, like, the California beaches, you'll be like this, and then it kinda drops off, and you're just like, "Oh, man."
Oh,
I re
okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
So
lot of people are also saying, yeah, some people are saying beaches, some are saying mountains,
it's just
someone's
so
saying they live in Florida and they're so over it. I get that. But
fun.
Florida also has beautiful springs. They're the
Mhm.
most gorgeous springs, but they are freezing cold. I grew up in Florida, and I mean the water is it is frigid. That is some
Oh,
frigid spring water is so cold, but it's
oh my
gorgeous.
I would love to go to Florida. I always have wanted to see a manatee. It's also my husband's favorite animal. They're just so
Oh,
cute.
they are beautiful. They are beautiful. Beautiful, gentle creatures. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's dive into your story. I'm so curious. So
Oh,
you mentioned that you're from California originally, and what did life look like before crochet was like your thing? What basically tell us your life story.
yeah. So, I've done like quite a few different things. So I'm 26. So I've been like went to school and all that, and I went to school and for English at Arizona State University. So I guess I should backtrack though. I've worked like I'm trying to think. I've been like so all over the place. I'm trying to like organize it in my head. So I started like working as like a server. I did that for a while as like a bartender. And then my plan was to go to school to be a teacher. So I was a preschool teacher for a while and I loved that because it was like I got to do all the crafty stuff. Like I was the teacher that was like doing all the wall stuff for all the other
Oh,
teachers.
yeah.
So I've always been really into crafts and things.
Okay.
Um, but then I think it was like when COVID hit, I ended up my husband is in the military and
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I ended up when we moved, I got a government job and like did that and then I hated it. And then so yeah, and then when he ended up, getting deployed, that's when we moved, and I was like, like, I had just moved, I hadn't found a job yet, and we weren't, like, in a huge hurry for me to get another job because we weren't gonna stay there that long, yada,
Yeah.
yada, and so I was just kind of like, "Yeah, like, I guess I had been crocheting for, like, a few years before that, and then I was like, "Maybe I'll try," like, my whole thing was, like, "I'll just do a blog." Like, I don't wanna show my face, I don't want anyone
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
my face. And like here we're here now,
Yeah.
which is so funny. But yeah, so that's kind of like how it started. But yeah.
Okay. So you are in Illinois for your husband's job for the military still?
Yes. Or he's out of the military now.
Oh,
So
okay.
we just
Okay.
moved back here because we just like it. We're weird. We were ready to get
Oh.
out of California. And it was
Yeah.
just, it was nice because we're able to like buy a house out here and all of that. And
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
part of California I was in. It's like there was no way we
Oh
could.
my gosh. I can't even imagine. So you're my kids' ages.
Yeah,
So
I saw your daughter like got
yeah.
married recently or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm. Yep, so my oldest is 30, she just turned 30, and then my baby, my 4th, is 23, so you're, like, right in the middle.
Oh my
So
gosh,
you'd fit right in with us, but,
that's so funny because I feel like you're too young to be my mom. You're s
yeah, I'm like your mom's age. I'm
Oh
like
my
your
gosh.
mom.
Well,
Yeah.
you're so cute. So
Oh, thank you. Um, so what branch of the military was your husband in?
he was in the Navy for
Oh, okay.
6 years, I think. I met
Okay.
him right before he went into the military, and we were both working at a restaurant, and then
Okay.
then we ended up dating, and then, and then eventually we moved out here, and we moved back, and we liked it so much we came back here, basically.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
So
youngest is in, Air Force ROTC in college, so
oh my
he's
god.
already committed and everything, so he's got 2 more years, and then we don't who knows where he's gonna be sent, but he
That's
he
so
really
cool.
loves it so far, so I'm like, "You better love it."
I've always said I feel like the Air Force is, like, the best branch, but I'm biased because when I was a preschool teacher, I worked on the Air Force Base, and they're
Oh,
always so
okay.
nice. Yeah, they're such nice bases. I don't know. I just always like, it just
Okay.
seems like if I had to be in the military, I'd probably be in the Air Force.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
He wants to fly, so we're like, "Alright, your odds of getting a flight spot." He really wanted to go Navy, but,
Yeah.
he's like, "I want a Top Gun," and I'm like, "Okay,
I
well, let's
don't
be
blame him.
realistic."
It's a cool job. I think I've seen that on your Instagram story,
Yeah.
maybe. It was like him.
Mhm.
I was like, "That is so cool." I
Yeah.
hate flying, but I love watching other people do it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, so that's his dream, so we're just hoping and praying that whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen with him, so
Yeah, that's
yeah.
amazing. Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Now do you remember the first plushie you ever made?
Oh, that's tough. I think I wanna say it was like a little baby Yoda. Like, you remember, I
Yeah, oh
think it
yeah.
was 2020 and like everyone was making
Baby
baby
Yoda
Yodas.
craze, yes.
Yeah, and so I think that was the first one, and it was with an acrylic yarn, and then I had done so many other like, I kinda started with, like, blankets and things, so
Yeah,
that was my first time doing that, and then it actually took me a while to get into doing amigurumi because I mainly did, like, sweaters and things like that.
okay.
Yeah, do
Okay, okay, so were you kind of hooked right from then, or were you like, "Yeah, this is okay," but
I thought it was cool, but I remember, like, at the time, I think in 2020, I always loved the look of chenille yarn and, like, they just didn't have it anywhere yet. Like, it's kind of
okay.
crazy how it's still, like, a pretty
Yeah,
new thing. I didn't
yeah,
know about Premier Yarns or anything, and, like, Michaels didn't have it, so, I always wanted that look, but I felt like I could never, like, achieve it, so I kinda
yeah,
just stuck with blankets and sweaters and things, but
uh-huh.
and then I think it was yeah, like, when my husband went on that deployment, uh, when was that? I think it's already 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. That was when I, like, learned about, like, oh, like, I found all sorts of stuff and I got hooked on it, like, amigurumi at least. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, it's for me, I was hooked from the very moment I made my first amigurumi toy, and it was just like, I love this so much, like, it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, this is so fun," but, now so okay, so you obviously do plushies, what and you still like to make blankets and wearables, or
Yeah, I feel like it's just gotten, like, broader and broader, all the things I like to make, like, it just grows and grows, and now I even do a little bit of knitting, and I love that so much. It's like a nice kind of when I don't wanna crochet, it's, like, always kinda there, so I love knitting socks, I love pretty much anything, I will make anything. I even have my socks right here, I have one.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh,
It's
that's my
so fun.
dream is to have, like, a drawer full of hand knit socks and just that is, like, a dream for me.
Well, you're in
I
the right place. It's my new mission to convince you because it's like the best thing. And it becomes so mindless too. I even have
okay.
more of them. I'll show you some more. I have them. They're right under me. But yeah, I'm literally always knitting socks. Like these are some recent ones that I did, and it's
They're
perfect.
such pretty yarns. That's the whole thing is, like, they're such gorgeous yarns made specifically for socks.
Yes,
Oh
and
my
they're so
gosh.
fun. And when it's cold out, there's nothing better than like just having a nice little pair of socks that you made
Yes,
yourself.
your own socks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well
people always like, if you make them for other people, they're like, "Oh, like, this is the coolest thing ever."
oh
So,
my gosh.
like, my favorite.
Um But, okay, so I'm going off script here. I love to have a plan, but I'm going off script
Hey,
because
that's okay.
so you have a you make a week is it a weekly YouTube video, long form video?
Yes,
And
yeah.
then how many but you're also on Instagram a good bit, making shorts and reels, and how many of those do you do a week?
That is like I feel like Instagram fluctuates. YouTube is, like, my non-negotiable once a week
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
but I try to do at least 3 posts on Instagram a week, but sometimes I just can't. It gets to be a lot.
Yeah,
There's Facebook and TikTok and all
yes. Are
and
you on all the platforms?
yes, but, most of my oh my gosh, sorry, my cat's, like, on my bookshelf. She just crawled up there in case anyone was curious.
Oh,
"Oh, no." Yes, but my short form, it's like I do one and then it goes to, like, Facebook,
you
TikTok,
yeah, you're
one and
repurposing
done.
it everywhere, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so
that's a lot of work.
yeah, it is. It's a full-time job for sure, and I think, like, even my mom is like, "Wait, so what are you doing? Like, why are you not a teacher? Like, what is your job?" Um,
Yeah,
so but it does take a lot of time, and there's
yeah.
just because then I also do, a monthly pattern, so then I
Oh
do
my
that too,
goodness.
but yeah, so I feel like I'm still kind of, like, starting to get into the hang of it, like, just figuring everything out. I actually admire you so much because I feel like everything you do is like so polished. So I'm always very inspired and I just love watching your stuff.
Oh, well, but I think there's honestly a move towards less polished content, to be completely honest,
Mm,
and so I find it very difficult to come and just be myself and not have everything scripted and not have a plan and know exactly what I'm going to say, because if I can't edit it out, I
yeah.
am going to freak out. And so for me, I'm working really hard to just chill out a little bit and just be like,
Mm,
it's fine. It's really fine if you say,
yeah.
because I will edit that out of a video because I'm like, nope, you can't pause. You can't say,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
so for me, the amount of crocheting and knitting you're able to get done on top of making the videos, making your Instagram and TikTok, I mean, that is a lot. So you're not that this is your full-time gig. You're not trying to work other places. And
Mm-mm.
yeah,
No,
no.
I used to. Yeah, I think a big part of it is I don't have kids. I imagine when I do have kids, I don't know how like I don't know how my business will work then. I'm definitely gonna have to be more strategic with what I make and everything like that. But yeah, it's definitely a full-time thing. So
Yeah.
I know it is funny though, because like I don't know. It's just a weird balance of, feeling like you're sharing and doing all this stuff and like feeling like all the content you create is like super polished and like, knowing when to not be, whatever. But I feel like you do a very
Yeah.
good job. And
Thank
I
you.
like when I make my vlogs, I always struggle too because I'm like, I feel like I can really get to yapping. So I'm like, what do I
I think
trim
that's
down?
But I think that's what I think people really enjoy that. I think you have such a cozy, like, I was
Oh,
watching one of your vlogs today, just super
oh,
cozy and personable, and it makes you feel like you're sitting down with a real person, like, we're just chatting and having a nice time. And I think, I was looking at your channel today and I'm like, "You've only
oh.
been doing this since what, 2023?"
Yeah, my channel, it's like YouTube, the back end of YouTube will like tell you, and it was like, "Happy birthday to your channel." It's been 2 years, so
Yeah.
we're
I mean,
pretty
that's
good.
very impressive. When
Aw,
my
thanks.
channel was 2 years old, it was an absolute disaster.
Yeah,
I
I
was
feel like you're so like, it's funny that this is the first time we're talking because just so
Yeah.
everyone knows, I've been watching your channel, I think, for like you're probably one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, I've been watching you forever, so however I don't even know how long you've been around, but
I officially started my channel in 2018, but I was kind of like you. I was like, I was going to do the blog,
Mhm.
and I was never gonna show my face, but I took a blogging course that said, "Listen, if you're making a blog post, video's really the way to go. You need to just make a video with it as well." So I kind of
Mhm.
started that way, and my first videos were, I mean, they were horrible. Were so
Same here, though, my
so horrible. Yeah, my daughter, both of my daughters are actually kind of on the fence about trying to do something with social media and possibly doing YouTube channels. And I'm really like, and they know so much more than I knew when I began, but I'm like, you really just have to rip the Band-Aid off and you just have to publish the video. Even if you think it's absolute garbage, it probably is. But the good news is your first videos are going to be seen by no one. Nobody's going to watch them. So it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
It's almost like getting it over with. I heard people talk about it like it's like a lottery ticket. It's like just keep entering your ticket,
Exactly.
know?
Yes, and I look at it like there's this old Aesop's fable. This is where my age comes in, where I'm like, we're gonna talk about Aesop's fables right now. But there was like the crow is just putting the little stones into the pitcher to raise the water level. And you never know when one of those stones is going to be really small and it's a tiny pebble or it's a big rock and can really move that water level up. So you just have to keep making, because you never know when that one video or that one Instagram reel or that TikTok is just going to skyrocket everything. And that's really what I see. I think that happens for a lot of creators, is that you just keep plugging away, you keep showing up, and that
Yeah.
consistency is so important. And then one day you have that video that's like, oh my goodness, it's got, I don't know how many views on it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's crazy how that can just happen. Like, I know. It was the same thing for my channel early on, and, like, I just remember being like, "Whoa," like, it's usually the videos that you, like, don't expect to do well either. You're like,
Exactly.
"I hate this video," and then
Yeah. You're like, "Nobody's gonna watch this one," and you're like, "Oh, wow," or the ones that you poured your heart and soul
Um,
into. And
yeah,
for those that don't know, what happens is YouTube gives you a ranking on every single video, and so 1 out of 10 means you did great, 10 out of 10 means it's terrible, and YouTube it's brutal.
yeah,
It
it's
messes
me.
it's so mean. I wish that they could turn that off because sometimes I'm like, I don't need to know that I've had a 10 out of 10 video for the last 3 videos in a row, and it's like getting graded, but you
Mhm.
don't know why the teacher graded your work badly. You have no idea. You're just like, "Nope, it's terrible. Try again."
And sometimes it's not even about like how much time you put into it or anything. You can have the perfect title, perfect
Yeah.
thumbnail. I know my husband even says like because my videos go live on Monday, and so he'll text me from work and he's like, "Don't check your the whatever that we call it like the 10 out of if it's a 10 out of 10 or whatever, like don't check it until later or whatever. Like give it 24 hours because like it's harsh when you look at that.
Yeah. It is
So
harsh. And I didn't expect that about YouTube. I always thought, "I won't care. I'll never I don't care." And
yeah.
now I, like, refresh, refresh, refresh to see what is it, and it will I wish that I wasn't like this, but it does affect the rest of my day. If I see that 10 out of 10, I'm like, "I'm quitting.
It
I'm
makes
done."
me feel better to know that someone, like, as amazing as you still has this problem that I deal with
Ugh,
myself. Because like, seriously, your stuff I feel like is so like, you do so well, so it's funny
no,
to hear, like
no, no, I literally yeah, I'm always like, "I quit. I'm all done. I can't do this anymore." And
I
then
know, it's so
yeah.
funny.
And then Monday comes around and I'm scripting another video and I'm back
Right.
at it. It's just, I like to complain.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, it's so funny.
Okay, so
Mhm.
now you use a lot of chenille for your plushies. Do you have a favorite brand?
Yeah, it
Okay.
fluctuated, over time because I feel like some of the you got your Premier cup,
I got
some
my
of
Premier
the,
mug.
like yeah, like, some of them, I feel like chenille, like, it can really be I don't know, I feel like the quality of it fluctuates more than, like, the average yarn for some
Right.
reason.
Yeah.
I'm curious if anyone else experiences this too, but so I would say across the board, my favorite is Parfait Chunky for sure.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of the ones Michaels has. There was like I'm sure a lot of people who crochet with chenille will know about this, but they had this weird thing a few months ago or something where it just randomly got like, it looked almost like greasy, then they pulled it from the shelves.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, but I think it's back now. So I'd say like my safest bet is always Premier Parfait Chunky. But
Yeah.
I also really like Hobie. I just don't order for them as much because it takes a little bit longer. I
Yeah.
feel like Premier must be super quick for you because they're close to
It
you.
does. It is really close. I mean, their headquarters are, it's about 15 minutes from my house, so
Oh my gosh. Oh
they're
my
very, very
gosh. So
close. I've
close.
I've been able to go over there before, and I mean, they are the nicest people. I've
Oh,
met the owner several times, and they are genuinely some of the nicest people I've ever met. They're really wonderful, and that's why I
that's
love
so
using
cool.
Premier. Yeah, because it's a family-owned company. They're not
Yes.
they're like a local business, and
Yeah.
it makes you feel good using, their yarn.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like and I like Hobie, but it's like, why would I get it when I have Premier type of thing?
Yeah.
I need to go on, like, a little field trip to go visit them.
I know, that
That'd be
would
so
be
fun.
so fun. That would I
Yeah.
really want to go now, I don't think Premier manufactures their yarns in the US,
Yeah.
but I would love to go to a manufacturing facility or a mill.
Yeah.
I would absolutely I love stuff like that. I would love to see the whole process. I would love to go watch them. Well, I guess chenille's not made with wool, but I would still
Yeah.
love to see sheep being shorn and taking that I would love to see the entire process. I just think that
Yes.
would be
That'd be so fun.
it would be so
Um, I don't know if you've heard of Sorella Yarn, but I think they're in North
yeah.
Carolina too. And I don't know where her mill is, but she recently just started her own like yarn line where they're using a mill. So that might be I imagine it's local because she's always like showing videos of it and stuff, but
Oh,
I feel
where is
like
she located? Do you know?
she's somewhere in North Carolina. If
Oh,
anyone knows
really?
yeah, let me see. I wanna say she's in one of the gosh, I'm blanking on like the North Carolina cities.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the bigger ones, I want to say.
Okay, I'll have to look her I mean, I know who she
Yeah.
is, but I didn't know she was in North Carolina, so that would
No.
be really interesting. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I know. It's so cool. I would love to do that too. I feel like there's like all sorts of yarn stuff in North Carolina, apparently. I gotta
Well,
go visit.
my area specifically, we used to have, textile mills. This was
Oh,
where textile mills were everywhere, but, those have all shut down now and moved other places, so
oh
but
wow.
now they turn them into huge antique malls, and they're actually really cool, so we still have them, but they just repurposed them. So
God,
yeah. Yes.
that's so
Okay.
cool. I gotta go visit.
Yes.
I have family out there too, so it feels
Oh,
like I
okay.
will.
Yes, you absolutely should. There's a lot to do here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you always been a creative, crafty person, like, even when you were a kid?
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Okay.
curious about you too, but, I remember, like, my reward as a kid would be like, "Okay, look, you get to go pick out something at Michael's," and so,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, like, it was always like, "Oh, I'm gonna paint a birdhouse," or I think I started with, like, knitting on a loom. I didn't learn how to knit until about a year ago, but I was really into that, and then, something else I loved as a kid was making friendship bracelets,
Oh,
and, like,
yes.
I still have so much embroidery floss, so I do that sometimes, but
Yeah.
I feel like I've tried, like, everything, like, I've
Yeah.
done embroidery, cross stitch. What about you? Have you just always, like, enjoyed crafts and things?
It's funny, I never really thought of myself as a crafty person, but as a kid, I loved friendship bracelets. I made I don't even know how many of those, and they were
Fun.
big back in the '80s, like, friendship bracelets, like, were really cool, and especially if you wore them on your ankle, it
Oh,
was, like,
man.
really cool, and, I loved to draw and color. I really, really love that, and yeah, I did cross stitch even when I was, like 12. I loved doing that, but I never looked at that as being creative. I guess in
Mhm.
my mind, I always thought of creative people as being able to paint. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was what I viewed in my mind was creativity, and I would even say back when I was growing up in, like, the '80s, crafting wasn't thought of as anything other than
Yeah.
like, just kind of like it wasn't I think there's we look at it differently now, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good
it
point.
wasn't Hmm?
Interesting. That's so interesting, like, it's funny
Yeah,
'cause now it's like, everything I feel like people are much more, like, accepting of, like, all different mediums and stuff, but I
yeah,
totally agree. I see, like, Bob Ross and that sort of thing, I'm like, "Oh, I could never do that." Like,
yeah,
painting is the
yeah.
one that I just can't figure out, so
Yeah, no, yeah, and I think people thought of crafting as for old people, like, your
Mhm.
grandma crafts, but,
Yes.
it's not cool if you're young and you like that stuff, so, I didn't really continue to pursue it, and then when I was young and got married and started having kids, I learned how to sew, I took some sewing classes, I wanted to be a quilter really bad, and then I discovered that you have to do a lot of measuring, and that
Ugh,
is not for me. That is I love quilting and I love quilts. They are so beautiful.
I love
I'm not an exact person like that, and
mm-mm.
it made me very angry. I just
Mhm.
would get so frustrated, and so I was what I would consider like a serial crafter, but I always quit because I
Mm,
would think, number 1, I would think, "This is too hard." Any point that it got the least bit challenging, I would quit.
mhm.
And, or I would think, "What's the point of this? Why am I making 400 cross stitches? What am I gonna do with all this stuff?" And
Yeah.
it really wasn't until, my grandmother had kinda taught me the basics of crochet that I returned to it. I know many people have heard my story, but when my son was really sick and I needed something
Yeah.
so bad, I had to do something with my hands. I needed it. And
Mhm.
it was just sort of like, wow, this is forgiving. It's okay if it's not perfect. It's okay if it's not exact, but it can still be
Yeah.
beautiful, you know?
Yes, oh my gosh, that's, like, exactly my, like, experience too. It's like I just feel like that's what I love about crochet is it's so easy. It's like if you don't like it, just rip it out really quick and go back and do it if it's really that big of a deal. Even with
Yeah.
knitting, it's a little more challenging than that, but it is just so nice. And it's one of those things like you're stressed. It's just so nice to have something to do with your hands and it
Yeah.
helps you focus. I feel like maybe we're biased, but it's the best.
I really think so too.
Yeah.
I'm curious about, did you start crochet just as part of, like, your creative journey, or was there a specific reason?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's kind of similar to your story. It kind of came out of like a necessity where it was actually when my husband first joined the military. I remember like I couldn't talk to him for I think it was like 2 months or something when he
Oh,
was
yeah.
in boot camp. And I was just like,
Mhm.
what do I do? I'm so bored. And
Yeah.
one of my friends worked at Michael's. She's like, I feel like you'd like to crochet. And so I went and I tried it. Yeah. And then that was pretty much that. And it was so good for me because I was always like the type of person where like I never had like a hobby that I just always did, I guess. And so it was so nice to just have that and like it also gives you like I don't know, it's just like something to like look forward to and you don't have like much else going on in your life and that sort of stuff. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it was big for me for sure. And then I
Yeah.
just pretty much always was doing something.
Yeah, and I also think, my son, because he's going the ROTC route, the officer training route, so it's a little different, but over the summer, he went to, it's called field training. So
Yeah.
he was only there for a little less than a month, but it got r really real for me. It was like, "Oh, this is all fun," and, he goes to PT twice a week, and he wears his little uniform to school and stuff, but
Yeah.
when he went to field training, I was like, "Oh, wow. This is like, this is real. This
Mhm.
is," and I did not appreciate that and what military families actually go through, that
Mhm.
this is real, and this is they're not playing around, and this can be dangerous, and this is hard. Um,
Super hard, yeah. I have so much respect because just the separation and oh my gosh. It's
yeah,
like it would like I feel like people on my channel know I'd be like a just slightly anxious person and but
yeah,
it was like definitely one of the most like anxiety inducing things in
yes,
my life at the time when he was in the military.
yeah,
It's just a lot and your brain is always wondering and sometimes you don't hear from them and it's yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and they can't tell you everything, and you don't know what's going on, and I'm sure, where was your husband deployed?
He was in the Middle East, like, in a
Oh my
I don't even fully know.
oh my gosh, I
Yeah, and it's scary, I mean, just, like, so much stuff going on. It was probably and again, I think that's why I clung on to crochet so much at that time. It was pretty much, like, all I was doing.
yes,
It was a lifeline because you don't fully know everything, and it's just
yeah,
otherwise, my brain would just be like, "What if, what if, what if?" You know?
yes. Oh my god, I
Like
mean, I literally, like, have, like, goosebumps. I'm like, I
yeah.
can really appreciate what you must have been going through, because
Oh,
it's just knowing that, yeah, it really became real for me this summer, so I'm
oh,
not looking forward to my it's not my husband, my son going, but I also know that it's going to be good for him, it's been a wonderful thing for him, but I think I'm so glad I have crochet so
oh,
that,
yeah.
I can pour myself into that, and, so
Yeah,
if anybody out there are military families, my heart goes
we
out to you.
appreciate you very much.
Yes,
And
so
yes,
much.
if he's ever gone and you need someone to chat to, I'm always here
Oh,
because
I will.
I know
I
how it is.
certainly will. Yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so I definitely want to, okay. Um, so this is our second part of this. So we kinda talked about, how you kind of got into crochet, but when did you decide, "I don't just want to do this for myself, I really want this to be, I'm gonna put myself out there," and when did it turn into a business?
It's so weird because I feel like most of the time when I hear people talk about this, there was like a definitive moment. And so for me, it was kind of like this trial and error process where it started in 2020. And I remember there was a really cute farmer's market, and I was making at the time, it was like the crochet pumpkins. I feel like they're big. I love them so much still, but they were like really big around that time. I
Yeah,
was making a bunch. And so I signed up for a craft fair And then that was, like, the first moment where I was like, "Oh, maybe I can, like, do something with this or whatever." And then, after that, I kinda didn't do anything for a while because I was working so much with my preschool job.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, my grandma also is a quilter and, like, loves sewing and stuff, and so she gave me a sewing machine, and I still don't really know how to use it, but
Yeah.
somehow I was managing to make dog bandanas with it. And then that was how hooks and healers, like, first started on Etsy, and I was doing
Okay.
that. And then, the problem was I didn't enjoy sewing, and I also was really underpricing myself. I was charging, like, $5 for these
Oh,
bandanas, and, like, it was not worth it. So, then I kinda stopped doing that after a few months, and then from there, that was, like, a few years before my husband went on deployment, and then it was kind of when he was, like, about to come home from deployment, the wheels were turning in my head, and I think by that point this was 2.5 years ago, there were a lot of people I feel like that were really doing like crochet content creation and pattern designing. And, I was seeing that and I was like, I watched so much YouTube, like maybe I should try it. Like, I feel like
mhm.
I've just learned so much just from watching so much stuff. And then so that's kind of what I did. I had a website forever that had nothing on it and I was just paying for the hosting. And
Yeah.
eventually I started like making patterns, but I was like, I don't know who's gonna test these. I don't know anybody. I have like 20 followers and they're all my family.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really crazy because I basically just started posting and, trying to be a little more okay with like sharing things in the public and on social media. So it's crazy how it kind of grew from there. And I mean, kind of like your testament to what you're saying about the what's that guy's name? I don't remember his name, but the rocks and filling it up with
Oh,
water.
yeah, the Aesop's fables,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I should know that. I'm like, okay, it was kinda like that where it was, like, one day, the most random video just did really well, and then it was, like, after that point that was on Instagram, but then I was like, "Oh, like, okay, like, this just really changed very quickly." And then I think it was around that time I started to think, like, "Okay, I'm making patterns, so I might as well make a YouTube, and then, that way I can kinda, like, market my patterns in my videos and all that." And then I just told myself, "I'm gonna do this once a week for a month." And
Yeah,
then it's just been that way ever since,
yeah.
so here we are.
So
Yeah.
you were still trying to do that while you were still working at the preschool?
Or no, so, at this time, I'm trying to think of how long it had been a few months since I had quit my job at the preschool, but I was doing a lot of online classes. So I
Okay,
was on my degree and then I kind of was just like,
gotcha.
yeah, I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my degree. And then it was kind of like born out of that and just this like weird time period that I was in.
Yeah,
And then I feel like I had also gotten to a point where I was comfortable enough with crochet to be like, okay, like I could do something with this. And it was all just kind of this perfect blend of,
yeah.
you know, we had a video that did really well, and then Hobie reached out to me to design a pattern with them, and I think that was, like, the catalyst that really got me like, "Oh, I can do this again, I could do this again," so
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like when you just finally jump in and do it, you're like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay,
and
I can
after
do
a
this."
while, it just kind of starts to feel like, yeah, this is just, like, what my day is like, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't trade it definitely. I mean, it's a lot of work at times, but it's also just so nice to have flexibility and,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it also doesn't feel like work because I just, like, I'm doing whatever.
Yes, I mean, when I say, "Oh, yeah, I've gotta," sometimes I have to catch myself because I am a very anxious person myself, and
Mhm.
I can get really, like, stressed out about my own deadlines, the ones that I have put on myself,
Right? Yeah.
and life is happening and all these things, and I can get super stressed out, and I think it really helps that, my kids will really keep me grounded because they all work, like, real jobs, and they're like, "Mom, you have no idea how lucky you are that you can just go down to your basement and film a video whenever you want," and I'm like, "You're right. You're actually right. You're actually really right." So,
I
I
love it.
it's good to be reminded that this is a wonderful thing to be able to do, so, uh,
Yes. It
Yeah.
definitely does have its moments where it's like, "Oh my gosh," and like you mentioned, like, if a video is not doing well and all the
Yeah.
preparation, and there is definitely a lot of, like, things that go into it that I think the viewer doesn't see necessarily,
Yeah.
and so it is a lot of work, but it's fun. I would rather do this than
Oh, I would much rather do this than anything else. I'm a very stubborn person by nature, and, um, I have a really hard time doing things that people tell me to do.
Yeah,
Just naturally, if somebody wants me to do it, my natural instinct is to just be like, "No, I'm
yeah,
not gonna do that," and I have to,
I'm the
usually,
same.
you know, over the years, I've learned to be like, "Okay, calm down a little bit." It's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so, um so where do you come up with your ideas for projects? Like, where's that born from?
Yeah, so for my designs, I have in my notes app, I have just this list of like years worth of ideas. And so if I really have no idea, then I can always go back to there and like look through things like what is my next month's pattern gonna be? But also I love getting ideas from like cute like stuffed animals that you see at like gift shops and things. Like
Yes.
sometimes I'll see stuff like that, or like even at an antique store, or I'm trying to think. Like, I also get really inspired by seasonal stuff. Like,
Mhm.
I recently just saw this really cute pillow at Pottery Barn, but of course, it was like way overpriced
Oh
because
my
Pottery Barn.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a little black cat, but it had a ghost cape over it, and it was like a
So cute.
pillow. It was like way too expensive. And I was like, I feel like I could like make
I
a
can make
little
that.
mini one as like a pattern. And so that was my most recent pattern. It was like a little cat with like a ghost cape over it.
Oh my gosh, so
So,
cute.
yeah, sometimes it'll come from random stuff like that where I just see something and it's kind of like decorative, but also like a plush thing. So, really all over the place, I
Yeah.
feel like. What
Yeah.
about you? I feel like you have so many really interesting patterns. Like I know like you're filming the Miss Humphrey tutorial right
I
now,
am.
right? Which I
Yes.
love. I need to make one. I'm so excited
Yes.
about it.
Yes. Um Yes, I'm really inspired by vintage children's books. Like, I
Love that.
love, like, little books from, like, the 1940s. Like, my grandmother always had all of these little books, and she had, like, a little
Oh,
library in their house, and I would go through these books, and I have always been inspired by children's illustrators. I think if I could pick a job, like, if I could have any talent, it would probably be drawing and illustrating, because that is where I just get so excited.
oh,
She's a modern illustrator. Her name's Tegan White, and her stuff is and she does these little animals, and they're wearing little knitted sweaters and little
oh,
shoes, and they're so adorable. But,
that.
I've just really I have, like I feel like for a long time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was super inspired by Julie Williams from Little Cotton Rabbits. She's the, knitted toy designer,
Yes, yeah.
and I went on basically a couple years where I just wanted to knit all of her patterns, and I knit a lot of them, but I really knew I don't wanna be a knitted toy designer.
Like, that would be
That
so hard, but
it's
that's my next thing I wanna try.
man, her patterns are absolute perfection, and she has nailed the feeling, like, when you see her work, it's like you're
Oh.
transported to this magical place, and it's just so wonderful.
Oh, I love that type of that's,
Yes.
like, what I aspire to do.
Yes, and she's English, and it's just she has this beautiful photography, and it just I
Oh,
always wanted I just she is, like, such an inspiration to me, and I wanted to kind of I didn't wanna copy her and come up with just crocheted versions of those, but I think I was kind of leaning towards that for a little while where I was making crocheted animals with the clothing, but
mhm.
then I started thinking about these characters that were starting to come into my mind, and kind of like a children's illustration type of thing with little stories, and I was like that's when Mr. Humphrey came into my mind, and since
Aw.
that point, I have so many of these characters, and they all live in this one particular little village, and I wanna write the
Oh.
stories, and I wanna make all the people, so I'm trying to get Mrs. Humphrey done as quickly as possible so that
Oh.
I can move on because I have the granddaughter in my mind and the grand like,
Oh my
I
gosh.
have the whole list of all the characters, so I find it so hard to make the videos, do the content that I need to make, but also at the same time, have time to actually I'm struggling at this point to find the time to actually crochet.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, the Miss Humphrey tutorial, I keep seeing your Instagram story, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," it takes a long time to film those tutorials, so I hope
Yes.
everyone makes sure to go give you some likes and everything on that video, but
Yeah,
it's
it is
I love how you're talking about them, like, they are characters, and they have, like,
yes,
their own little, like, personalities or whatever.
yes,
It would be
yeah,
so cool to see, like, if someone wrote, like, a children's book or something that went along with them, how cool would
yes.
that be? And then they can
I've thought about that, like, having a children's book with a pattern, like, you have the story and then you have a pattern, and then, so that they could make the pattern while they read the story. I mean, how fun would that be?
that feels like such a good idea, and I'm like, "How has nobody done this?" Like, that is so adorable.
I
Oh
would
my
think that would
gosh.
be so fun. That would be really, really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that's so
So, I definitely want to open this up so that, our viewers can
oh,
ask
yeah.
their burning questions. So,
Oh,
go ahead.
fun.
Yes, put your questions in the chat box so that we can ask Annie all of our burning questions. Yes. Okay. I think that ours is a little bit delayed, what we can
Oh,
see in the chat.
oh,
Um,
okay.
yes, because
No.
I do think there are people here. Yeah, we have, like, several hundred people here,
Oh,
so
wow. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Well, hi, everyone. It's crazy. I know, I try to not let myself think about that or else I would get scared, but now I'm comfortable. It's like
Yeah. Once you get chatting, it's like, "Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, right?
Okay." Someone asked, "How long have you been crocheting?"
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think it was 2018 was like that story I told when I first learned.
Yeah.
So I think since then, yeah. What about you? I like
Yeah, it was right around it was 20 late 2016. I think a lot of people started crocheting. I mean, we got lucky that we started right before the pandemic.
yeah, because I
No?
feel like it's like exploded since the pandemic.
Yeah. Yes, yes. It's been very good for crochet.
Yes, very fun.
Yes.
Oh,
And what's your favorite thing you've ever made?
oh, that is so hard. I feel like because I'm just always making things. Man, I really okay, so a recent one I'm sorry about my dog.
Oh, that's totally fine.
Um, so a recent one from another designer that I loved were these really cute, they're like fluffy moths. They're from the designer
Oh,
called Mike
I saw your video of that.
yeah,
Yes.
they're like really chunky and just so cute, and
Little
so I
fat moth.
loved it.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved those. I did like a pink one and a green one. So those are my favorite from another designer recently. And then I think my favorite pattern, I have this little pigeon and he just I don't know why, but
I
I just
love your pigeon.
oh, thank you. But I don't know why. I just like that was one of my earliest patterns and he's still my favorite. Maybe that's why. But
Okay.
what
Now,
about you? Or sorry.
you made a giant one though, didn't you? A
Yeah, so
giant
that was a series that I did over on like that almost sent me I'm gonna be real with everyone here. I almost that sent me into like a burnout. I was like, I'm so
yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do that so regularly. I just thought it'd be fun and whatever.
Yeah.
That I got like halfway through it and the dye lots were wrong and I
Oh.
just knew I had to redo it and
Oh,
it
no.
was a lot of work that like not only making the pigeon but then also like the content and the voiceover of the content. So at the end of that week I just like laid on the couch for a little
So you did the big pigeon in 1 week?
yeah, so it was like a 5-day series that I did on Instagram and, TikTok, and then I did, like, a behind the scenes kind of vlog on
Yeah.
YouTube, but yeah, it was crazy, and he's pretty big, but I still have him. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with him, I
Right,
haven't
like, what do you
decided
do with this? How big
yeah.
I mean, it's, like, tall.
Oh, he's big. Yeah, he was in this chair for a while, but I'm kind of thinking the next time if I ever drive back out to California, my mother-in-law is a teacher for like a kindergarten class, and I feel like it could be so fun to have in like our little reading corner.
Oh, that's so cute.
So if he will fit in my car, I don't know. We'll have to
Wouldn't that be interesting? Have him in the passenger seat.
I know people are just driving by. Like,
Wait, was that a pigeon in that car? Oh my goodness.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
um, so that would be your favorite design?
I
Someone
think
asked.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What inspires you every day to crochet?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I think a big part of it, I just love the community aspect. I love like getting to check in and just see what everyone's up to. So like I love that aspect or just, like turning on a vlog. Like I love watching other creators on YouTube and just crocheting and doing that with them. But I think the main thing is just because again, like we were talking about, it is so therapeutic, I feel like it really just helps me in so many ways, like with focusing and stress and anxiety and all that. So it's
Mhm.
kind of a mixture of both. And then the creative outlet, that's like a huge thing for me. It just gives me something to let my wheels turn over instead of thinking about something that's, like gonna
Right.
stress me out or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the world just continually tries to stress us out all the time.
Right. Yeah, pretty
Ah.
much.
Um,
Yes.
so who is your favorite toy designer besides yourself?
Oh my gosh.
There's
That's
so many
so hard.
amazing ones out there.
There are so many. A few of my favorite, I love All from Jade. So I talk about her all the time. I love her so much. I feel like if anyone watches my channel, like I feel like I'm talking about her in every video. She just has so many patterns, and I love the way that she writes. That's a big thing for me too. Is
Okay,
like
yeah.
I love like when a designer writes a pattern that just really works for my brain, and I feel like she does a really good job of how she formats everything. So she's one of my favorites. There are just so many. It's hard. Like I love Crochet by Jenna. She's like a mutual friend and
Oh, yeah.
so sweet. And I love, oh my gosh, I feel like I could just go on and on. I love Curious Papaya. I love
Oh,
Wonder
yeah, she's so
Crochet.
yes.
Yeah,
There
I love
are so
your
many.
designs. Your oh my gosh, like the bride and groom. I want to make those for one of my
Oh,
friends that are getting
oh, man. I get, questions about them all the time. That was when my daughter was getting married, and
Mhm.
I did such a bad job of writing that pattern down that it's basically like having to start over. I will have
Oh,
to I literally I don't even I wrote it I remember asking my husband, like, "Hey, do you even know where I wrote that pattern down at?" He said, "I remember it was on a back of a piece of like a
oh
bill. I
no.
think I just wrote it." I mean, I have since gotten a lot better about where I write down, so I have no idea, and I eventually want to get those done, and I do have people are like, "Oh, I would love when is your bride and groom pattern going to be available?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I don't
Oh my gosh. That's
I
okay. I will whenever it is, if it ever is. In the
If
meantime, I'll make
if
sure Miss
yes,
Home.
yes. Okay, large or small plushies, what's your favorite?
I think if I had to choose one, I actually like smaller ones. Like I love a thinner chenille yarn or like velvet. I think it like things that are just smaller. I love the detail. I think it's so cute. That's why I also like acrylic or like cotton yarns. I think it's because of how much I make. If I were to do a lot of
Oh, yeah.
acrylic and cotton, my hands would just be destroyed. So I think
Yeah,
that's why I don't as much.
yeah, and I do think that I'm making a prediction here, but I think that maybe we will start to see more chenilles in smaller weight yarns. I think that could be
Hope so.
so amazing if they were making worsted or DK weight. I mean, how
Yes.
fun would that be
I
to
think
have
it's so cute.
yeah, that would be
There's,
really fun.
I think what's it called? From Michaels, it's Skinny Chenille. I forget what
Okay.
weight it might be a DK weight, but I love working with that, and they don't have a ton of colors yet, but
Oh, yeah,
I'm just gonna keep buying it so that they think there's a demand for
yeah,
it, and hopefully there are,
yes,
but
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that that could be that's a big thing for me, like, with a yarn. I when I'm making amigurumi, I want a yarn that they have lots and lots of colors.
Yeah.
I did just do, like, a Michaels video where I just tested a bunch of yarn, so I was testing the Posh Pearl and the, what's the other
Cozy
one?
Cub? Is that the new
Yes, the
one?
Cozy Cub. And, I think it was I had not used the Joanne version, the big twist version of them,
Yeah.
so I was just testing them on my own, but, so I'm curious what your thoughts on both of those are if you've tried them yourself.
Yeah, I have, like, a big shelf of them behind me because I was
Okay.
that annoying girl that was, like, the day that they were releasing, I was in Michael's and I saw them in the box, I'm like, "Do you mind opening that for me?"
Look at 'em.
Yeah, I love them both. I think, I don't know if I had to pick a favorite, I think it would probably be Posh Pearl because I do just prefer a thinner I feel like I'm a minority there, like, people, people I feel like tend to like thicker yarns, at least with amigurumi, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because of like market prepping, and so it's nice to have a thicker yarn
Oh,
and
yeah.
bigger. But I don't know. It's just there's something so cute about a tiny thing. Like I don't know. So I really liked Posh Pearl, and I think that one is from the same mill as the Big Twist one. But
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, so I
I
really like
I liked the Posh Pearl, and I was surprised because it felt so different than other chenilles. It
that.
really has a different feel to it, and someone in my comments said it felt spongy, and I was like,
Mhm.
"That is the perfect word." It
Yeah.
has a very different feel, and I was like, I loved it. It was a little grippy. It just
Yeah.
wasn't that, like, slippery kind of chenille. I thought it was amazing, but I was like, I hope y'all are gonna come out with some more colors with this because this
Yeah.
could be amazing, and it may be because it's so new that they don't have a lot of colors yet.
Yeah, and I think too, like my Michaels, people have been buying it up so quick that I barely even see it there right now. So
Yeah,
hopefully they get
yeah.
more. I don't know if you saw I'll show you this shelf behind me. They did bring a few more. So like this purple and orange,
Ooh.
but I don't know what I'm gonna make with those. So this is Posh Pearl, and then I have like the Cozy Cub down there. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's my little Michael's shelf over there.
right, um So, someone is asking, how old are your dogs and how long have you had them? So we need to know about our doggies here.
Oh, yes. I love talking about my dog, so thank you so much. Yeah, so Bush, he's named after, like, Bush Stadium, and because we got him in St. Louis, so,
Aw.
he is 6, I think, and we
Okay.
basically got him by accident. Our coworker, like, found a bunch of puppies or something, or
Aw.
my husband's coworker, and was
Yeah.
like, "You guys want one of these?" And he was so cute that we just had to
You're
take him.
like, "Yes."
Yeah, he was just like this little fluff ball, and then, a few years later, he has a ton of energy, he's like a working dog, and so
Yeah,
we just felt like it would be nice for him to have, like, a friend, and then
yeah.
it kinda just worked out that there happened to be another cattle dog puppy that somebody I don't even remember what exactly happened, but we found her on Facebook,
Yeah,
and so we got her, and she's 4, I think, so
okay.
they're like it's really nice to have both of them because even, like, when I'm in here hopefully you can't hear them, but they're, like, out there playing and stuff.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a really good point, when, like, thinking about my mom's corgi, and
Mhm.
she just wanted to get him because he was adorable, and we talk about this a lot, and she talks about this now too, like, not thinking about the breed,
Mhm.
and, corgis are also working dogs. They were
Yeah.
meant to go around and herd. I mean,
Yeah.
Otis herds. He goes around and he
Yeah.
nips heels like he wants you to go somewhere, so he comes around and nips at your heels to get you to go where he wants you to go,
Yeah.
and he has a lot he needs to get that energy out.
Yeah.
And so I think that's so important when have an animal and thinking about their breed and what were they bred for,
Yeah.
Don't get a corgi if you want a little lap dog that just sits there and doesn't bark because
I know, it's definitely something I didn't fully because of the way we found our first dog, I
Yeah, oh,
didn't really
yeah.
do my research, and then once he got to be older, I was like, "Oh, wow, like, you're crazy, like, we need to." So,
Yeah.
it ended up being perfect that I don't remember we were at the dog park, and then he picked up a Frisbee, and it was just that is his
Oh,
favorite
that's his
thing,
thing.
and it
Yeah.
makes it so easy for me because I can just sit outside and just and he'll be good for a while. But my mom's corgi is the same, and she lives near this farm, and they have this like corgi thing like every month where
Oh,
they
that's
let them go
awesome.
chase around like sheep and goats and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, they need that.
I know
That Oh my gosh.
I had no idea because corgis don't look like the most like sporty
No,
working
no,
so
they don't. They don't at all, and Otis is one of the fastest animals I have ever seen, and he's a 50-pound corgi. He is very large, but he can run so fast. It
well,
is insane. He has caught birds in my mom's yard. I mean, it is crazy. This dog is yeah. Okay,
so funny.
um so someone asked, what would be a good, easy pattern to try amigurumi? Do you have like a beginner friendly project?
Oh man, that's so tough. I don't I feel like the one everyone makes is like a bumblebee, but I
Yeah,
don't
that's a
have a
good one.
bumblebee pattern. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like I feel like I don't know, is there one that's coming to your mind? I feel like
I have one, it's just my Bubble the Catster. It's
oh,
literally just a ball with
that's
ears.
perfect.
And
That's
it's a
like
really it's a easy way for beginners to learn. So I have a video tutorial, but I mean, like a
that's
bee is basically the same thing.
yeah,
Instead of ears, it's just little wings. I mean, that's the beauty of YouTube. There are so many amazing beginner projects out there. And I always just think, look for something that's really simple. There's not a lot of complicated pieces and parts and clothing. Don't,
yeah.
a simple round shape is probably
Yeah, something with a tutorial. I think the
Mhm.
one that, like, I have on my channel, I have one for a little, like, snow cone, and it's, like, a free pattern, and
Mm,
I feel like it gives you a good, like, you got the increases, you got the decreases, you got a color change in there, and
yeah.
so that might be a good one.
Yeah. Now, do you recommend that people have some crochet experience before starting with amigurumi, or do you feel like people can jump right in?
I feel like you probably could start with it, like, like things like the woobles. I know a lot of people start
Yeah.
crocheting with the woobles
Mhm.
actually, so I
Yeah.
feel like it would be good. I
Yeah.
think that I probably would start with, like, acrylic or something like that, though, because chenille can be,
Yeah.
especially, like, with the shedding and all that, so I feel
I think there are definitely better chenilles out there,
Mhm,
but that can be hard, and a standard worsted weight acrylic is gonna be pretty across the board. They're all gonna be probably a lot alike in that budget range.
mhm,
Um,
yeah.
someone asked cats or dogs?
Oh my gosh, this question is so mean. I don't know if I could pick, honestly. I think I love them both so much, but
Yeah.
I think I might have to go with cats, like, now that I'm a little older, I'm like, I just like, my dogs wore me out, like, they have a
Yeah.
ton of energy, and it's just definitely, I think, a little bit more demanding. Cats are a little bit more,
I agree.
they just chill, and I have, like, a litter robot too, so that's, like, amazing, and
Oh, really?
oh
Do
my
you
god, I can't recommend it enough. It's, like, the
Re
most wonderful thing.
okay. So, one of the other questions in here is 7 cats too many asking for a friend. That's my daughter. Um,
It's not
and
too many if you have a litter robot, let me tell
yeah.
you.
So she's actually thought about the litter robot, but her situation, she had just 2 little cats, no big deal. Then they ended up with a dog, and then they found another dog who had been dumped at a dog park, and so they had to take that dog home too, and she fit right in. And then they moved out kind of into a small town, and there were a lot of stray cats, and so she started feeding them because she couldn't stand watching these cats.
We
And
would get along. I already love your daughter. We're the same.
Yes. Yes, and so then one of the cats, she kept finding him in the house. He would just be in there, he'd be sitting on their couch, he would just be in the hallway, and so finally it was like, well, I guess he adopted us, so and then there was a mom who had kittens, and
Oh,
this is when the story gets a little tragic, but
mhm.
the ki something attacked them, and
Oh.
probably it was a coyote, and
Mhm.
the mama got attacked, the kittens did not make it,
Oh.
and my daughter was so sad because this mom was nursing these kittens, and she was in pain, and she was trying to she was filling up with milk. So my daughter went on to Facebook on their community Facebook group and said, "Hey, does anybody have any orphaned kittens that need a mom? Because I have a mom cat that needs some kittens." And someone posted and said, "You know what? You wouldn't believe it, but this morning I own a junkyard and we found 3 kittens on an engine block.
Oh my
If
gosh.
you want them, come get them." And so my daughter went and picked them up, and lo and behold, those kittens took to the mama, and the mama took to the babies, and now she's like, "What am I gonna do with them?" And nobody
Right?
wants Yeah, she's and it's I think it's really hard to rehome and to find homes, and she has tried to find homes for the 3 kittens, but
Yeah.
people don't really want stray cats, and so she's like, "What am I supposed to do?" And she took them to the
Yeah.
vet today and asked the vet, like, "Is this too many?" And they're like, "Listen, if they're happy,
Oh.
then it's okay." So now she has her little menagerie.
Oh my
But
gosh, that's so sweet though. I love her. I already love her. That's
yeah.
kind of like how I got all my cats too. Like one day I was just on the phone with my husband and that's how I found our first cat. It was just sitting outside staring at me and he was like totally emaciated, like little kitten.
Yes,
And I was just like, well, this is mine now. Like this is mine.
I know.
And then it happened again, or we have the 2 calico cats, and they were at the pet store where we get our food from for like I want to say it was like 10 months or something. And I just walk by them all the time. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to take them. Like, I'm going to take them.
Oh, I love that.
And
I
then
love
our last one was he was like a totally feral cat that would come by and like I remember because one day I heard our dogs barking and he was like outside just staring at us. And so I would leave food out for him every now and then. And then I just thought, okay, like I'll just get him neutered. Like that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So I took him in and got him neutered, and it was like the scariest thing ever catching him. And like he was so mean. He was completely feral. Got him neutered and released him, and then it's like this funny moment my husband and I talk about where when we let him go, I have like a video and he like kind of looked back at us and like almost like he was saying like, oh, like thanks, bye.
Thanks,
And
bye.
then he just lived on our patio. He came back and it was crazy. He completely changed and just, of course, it was like a month before we were supposed to move to Illinois. So I was like, is he going to come with us? Whatever.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
the
I was
stress,
like,
yeah.
I was so glad he came with and it all worked
Oh,
out. And because he's like the sweetest now, he's the biggest. He loves to be pet like more than any of my other cats. So it's just so weird how they change after they get neutered sometimes.
yeah. Oh, so now how many pets do you have in total then?
So I have the 4 cats,
Yeah.
and then I have 2 dogs, and so,
Okay.
the
Okay.
cats are
That'll make my daughter feel better because so now they have 9 in total.
oh my gosh, I love your daughter. Yeah, and now I'm, like, looking into fostering because there's so many cats
Yes.
around me, and then, yeah, I just got reached out to recently about a pregnant cat, and it was, like, the moment I got, like, I submitted my application, I was like, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting
Whoa,
it."
whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so hopefully I'll
I
ease
love
into it
that.
more than that, but
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
someone is asking to see any pigeon that you have, if you have a
Oh,
pigeon
yeah.
nearby.
Oh my gosh, I probably do. Oh, yeah, there's one right here, you can
Okay.
see him, he's on my little shelf, I'll pull him down.
Oh, look how cute. Yes.
I know my big one is in the other room, but this is the little pigeon, and he's just very
I think that
simple.
is so adorable. That is so
Thank
cute.
you. I don't know why, I just love him, he's just a funny little
Yeah.
guy. So, I need to make one in a cotton yarn soon because there's all those pretty ones from Hobie, I love their cotton yarn, so hopefully do that soon.
Yeah, there are so many. I mean, there are just so many incredible, amazing yarns right now.
Yeah.
I would love to do some of mine in chenille, and oh my goodness, that would
That'd
be
be so fun to
so
see.
fun.
Maybe we'll have to do that. You'll do some chenille and
Yeah,
I'll do some cotton and
that would be
we'll
so
swap.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, okay, let me look through. We have a lot of questions. We've gotten behind. I've gotten
Sorry,
behind on the
everyone. I'm
questions.
the
Oh,
yapper. Oh my goodness.
um, okay, someone wants to know, when are you going to start going live?
I really want to, and I feel like this was a good reminder of that.
Mhm.
I've gone live, I think, like twice on my channel when I first like started YouTube, and I want to say I was like playing music in the background or something, and there was like a copyright thing.
Oh,
That just like deterred me. But now that I know, I'm like, okay, this is really nice. So I think we'll have to do it more often. And just
yeah, I've gotten really into them now, and
yeah,
I had been I'm the kind of person that will think about something for years before I do it. So,
yeah.
I've been thinking about doing live and interviewing people and talking to people. I've been thinking about this idea for at least 2 years, and I finally was like, I think I'm gonna do it. I decided earlier this year, I'm just going to go live.
I love
And
it.
then once I figured out StreamYard, which is the way that we're doing this right now, it's so much easier. And now I'm like, this is actually so much fun. I'm like a total homebody.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere on a Friday night. I don't
I'm the
go
same. We're the same.
I'm not going anywhere.
I
So why
love
not
it.
have fun and chit chat with somebody? And that's
I
what I
know,
like
I'm
to
the
do.
same. Okay, well, yeah, this is definitely so if you watch
Yeah,
my channel, this is something I definitely wanna do more in the future.
yeah,
It's
you
so
should.
fun,
You
and
should.
it's so nice to just get to connect with you and
Yeah.
everybody. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and chit chat and talk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good question. Are you yarn over or yarn under?
Okay, so I know this is very divisive. I yarn under, and then like the second
Yeah,
one I will yarn over, which I think is like I think
okay.
it might be like a standard yarn under. But
Yeah,
I love the way it looks. I just think it's like a little more. I don't know, some people really like yarn over, but I just like that it makes it like a little bit tighter and
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
see someone before I forget, someone's asking about the knit sock pattern.
Oh,
The one that I use is the Vanilla Socks by the Crazy Sock Lady, and I just do the
okay.
same thing every time. So it's just like for anyone wondering, this is just a very simple stockinette sock. So yeah.
I love it. And what weight of yarn are you using for that? Is it sock weight?
Yeah, it's a weight I think yeah, weight too, a sock yarn,
Mhm.
and then I remember seeing this somewhere else, like, it's probably, like, 30 minutes ago, but I love Arcane Fiberworks, those other ones that I showed that were, like, the blue
Okay.
and orange, they're super pretty, and they do all sorts of good stuff, but if you have a local yarn store, you will find some gems in there too, like, I'm always finding just fun things and spending way too much money.
I know. And the self-striping yarn where I've seen where it will make, like, a watermelon stitch
Yeah,
or it will
Premier
I
has
mean,
that.
gosh, I'm
It's
like,
so fun. I have one somewhere. I'll have to get a picture of it for you guys, but it was so cool.
okay, we'll do one last question, and then we're gonna let Annie go, but the question is, if you could go back in time, who would you want to meet or talk to?
That is a tough question.
That is a tough question.
Man,
Yeah,
man, I'm trying to think.
yeah. I can't even I don't
Oh,
know.
who would I wanna talk to? I feel like there's so many alive people that I'd wanna talk to, like, someone not alive.
The only one that I can think of right off the bat, and it's because corgis are on my brain, is Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, that was, like, the one that I thought of
Yeah.
too.
I'm like, she was such an extraordinary woman, and she lived this incredible life. I would love to talk to
Yeah.
her. She's really, somebody I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, kind of on that same note, I feel like Princess Diana too, she's just iconic, like, that would be such a good
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Did you ever watch The Crown?
No, but my mom is obsessed with it, I need to
Yeah.
watch it.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe that's what I'll do after this because 'cause I'm always
Yes.
I fly through TV shows, so
Yeah, that one was I think about it probably I don't know if you used to see that, it was on TikTok where it was, that men supposedly think about the Roman Empire all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, mine is The Crown. I think about The Crown pretty frequently. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." You know?
Just every day.
Yeah,
Okay, well, now I need to watch it,
yeah.
I feel like I would love that sort of thing. I
Okay,
would
well, make sure let's tell everybody anything you have coming up, where they can find you, all the things.
Yeah, so my YouTube channel, I post every Monday. It's Hooks and Healers here on YouTube. Anything coming up? Let's see. I do my patterns once a month. I actually just had my pattern released today, the little ghost cat I was telling you about.
Oh,
So,
yay.
yeah, that
Okay.
was earlier today.
Where can they find that?
So that I have all sorts of different things. My website is like the cheapest place where you can find my patterns. So I have
Okay,
just hooksandhealers.com. I also have an Etsy,
okay,
and then I also do Patreon where I do like little behind the scenes vlogs. I do free monthly patterns and all sorts of stuff there. So
okay.
I'm all over the place.
I'm gonna put a link in the chat for your website so that people can go there, and I guess from your website, they can find
Oh yeah, it's
all
all
the things.
yeah, thanks. Well,
Awesome.
I know it's just so fun getting to chat and I really
Yes,
love this. I feel like this is the type of thing I love like crochet and everything. This is like the thing that I'm missing. So it's just so nice to get
yeah,
to chat and meet you. 'Cause I feel like
yeah.
I watch your videos. I feel like I already know you, but
Well, I appreciate you taking the time tonight to visit with us and let us get to know you, and, I hope you'll come back sometime.
I would love it. And yeah, I know. It was so nice to meet you and just seeing everyone. I really appreciate just
Yay. Okay, well, thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed tonight.
bye everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.